Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 31st of December 2024 and unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin has fallen down miserably. Now what happened is that the US Treasury Department, they did have a hack and looks like it was a Chinese state-sponsored hack, and I'm pretty much sure guys, because of this news, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have fallen down miserably. But it's really important to note guys, that this particular breach did actually take place on the 8th of December, so it is a bit ironic as to why the media is publishing this news right now. Now look guys, with President Donald Trump getting re-elected, looks like Joe Biden and the left-leaning administration, they are trying to make it really difficult for the new upcoming administration. But nonetheless guys, what I'll do in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what this hack is, and more importantly guys, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion as to what kind of correlation does it have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now look guys, whenever there is uncertainty in the market, it directly or indirectly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? And if you look at the price of Bitcoin guys, it has actually gone down drastically. But that thing being said guys, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, that is pumped up. So we'll definitely take a deep dive into the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now we also need to remember guys, that on the 30th of December, a lot of the centralized services in Europe, they had to be compliant under MiCA regulations, but Tether USDT has decided not to do that. So what has happened is that a lot of centralized exchanges, they have gone ahead and officially delisted Tether USDT as well. But regarding Tether guys, there's a really interesting update, and what they have done is they have gone ahead and added $700 million onto the reserve. So we'll go ahead and discuss more information regarding this. Now the only reason we found out that Tether has added $700 million guys is because Arkham Intelligence, they have done forensic analysis and they have shared this information via the social media account. So we'll very briefly touch base on this. Now regarding Bitcoin guys, we do have some interesting development all the way from Russia, and looks like Russia wants to go ahead and use Bitcoin for international trade agreements. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now regarding Tether guys, we do have some interesting news, and Argentina guys, they have authorized freezing $3.5 million in USDT. Now when you talk about Bitcoin and open blockchain guys, ideally speaking these transactions cannot be censored, but when it comes to stablecoin issuers, they definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain, isn't it? And one of the pillars of open blockchain is censorship resistant. However guys, so far stablecoin issuers are concerned, they definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain, and stablecoins in particular, they can go ahead and freeze your account, and that is exactly what they have done. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee 8 series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is definitely a massive news, and this is to do with Crypto.com, and they have a partnership with Dubai Islamic Bank. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the second news guys is kind of like an old news, and this did actually take place in the first week of December, and Messier Tech Limited, they are now registered in the United Arab Emirates, and looks like they're opening new possibilities in the field of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they are taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they are focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, we also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. In today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Unfortunately guys, the numbers are definitely not looking good for the 31st of December. Let's see guys what January has in store for us. Now with less than 30 days for President Donald Trump to get sworn in, looks like the left-leaning administration, they're definitely not doing a smooth transition, isn't it? Now in papers or in mainstream media, Joe Biden is definitely saying that he's accepted the loss, and in mainstream media is saying that he does want to go ahead and offer smooth transition, but there are so many hiccups that mainstream media is not talking about. There's so much of drone sighting going on, particularly in blue states, and who's to say guys, we might get some news regarding alien invasion, and maybe that might start with New Jersey, cause New Jersey is a blue state, and they were one of the most compliant states so far as COVID-19 was concerned. But leaving away politics aside guys, when you talk about the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, whenever there is uncertainty, it directly and indirectly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? And because of the hack in the US Treasury Department, it is creating quite a lot of panic, and this directly and indirectly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? So what I'll do guys in today's episode, we'll definitely take a deep dive into this. But before that, let me run through the global cryptocurrency snapshot, because the global cryptocurrency market guys, today is down to $3.23 trillion, but what we need to do is guys, we need to compare this downfall with the volume of stable coins, and then look at the 24-hour trading volume once again. And to be honest guys, I'm not too bad or upset regarding this, because what this actually means, that people are still converting a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies onto stable coins rather than converting back into fiat currency. Now regarding the stable coin market guys, since the last 24 hours it is down by 1.57%, and if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it is at $136.62 billion, and since the last 24 hours guys, the 24-hour volume is up by 45.77%. Now, unfortunately, no matter what happens in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency or even at a geopolitical level, guys, the volume in decentralized finance is something not to be excited about. And today, the 24-hour volume is $10.07 billion. And DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 7.37% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And the total value locked, guys, today is at $118.73 billion. And if you look at the dominance of total value locked, Lido is still dominating with $32.45 billion. And if you look at decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, today it is at 38.82%. Now what I want to do next is run to the volume of decentralized exchanges, because the volume of Uniswap has definitely picked up pace and it has crossed the $3 billion mark once again. And the 24-hour volume is at $3.17 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd and its 24-hour volume is $1.85 billion. Radium is at number 3rd. Its 24-hour volume is $1.84 billion. Aerodrome is at number 4th. Its 24-hour volume is $1.06 billion. And Orca is at number 5th, but its 24-hour volume is $585.15 million. Now let's quickly run through the volume of stablecoins, because today it is at $127.5 billion. And stablecoins as of today is accounting for 93.32% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $127.5 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $111.94 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $7.99 billion. FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $6.44 billion. Now let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap since the last few weeks has gone down miserably, guys. Today it is down to $1.83 trillion. Whereas Ethereum's market cap is still about the $400 billion mark. It is at $402 billion. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, because the volume of stablecoins has increased, I'm not too upset with this number, to be completely honest. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin is $55.59 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $25.72 billion. Now if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it is still about the 55% mark. It is at 56.68%. Whereas Ethereum's dominance has actually gone down, and today it is down to 12.10%. Now every day in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, guys, I tend to look at one unique matrix, and in today's episode I want to look at the market cap of interoperability protocols. Now look, so far as interoperability is concerned, I do feel we are at least 3 to 5 years away, maybe even longer when we even don't talk about interoperability, and transactions, let's say between Solana, Ethereum or even Bitcoin can be done simultaneously even without people thinking about it. But until then, guys, it is so important that when we talk about interoperability, we do not have any hacks or glitches, and that would hopefully make for a smoother transition. Now so far as the market cap of interoperability protocol is concerned, Quant is at number 1 and its market cap is at $1.27 billion. Wormhole is at number 2nd and its market cap is $791 million. XLR is at number 3rd and its market cap is $584 million. Layer 0 is at number 4th and its market cap is $549 million. And at number 5th is Threshold and its market cap is at $270 million. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, looks like Bitcoin is not ending with a price tag of $100,000 or more. It has actually gone down to $92,435. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.98%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.86%. Ethereum, guys, just a little over 2 weeks ago, was actually about the $4,000 mark, but today it is at $3,339. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.56%, but since the last 7 days, it is up by 1.93%. Ripple XRP, guys, looks like it is at the most, and there is a very high possibility the price of XRP might actually go below the $2 mark. Today it is down to $2.02. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 3.42%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 10.28%. Now look, guys, via LinkedIn and via mainstream media, there is massive news circulating regarding US Treasury Department. And the news essentially states that they did actually suffer a cyber breach. And looks like this was done by Chinese state-sponsored hackers. Now what's really crazy to note, guys, is that this particular breach did actually take place on the 8th of December. And according to the information that I'm researching, guys, looks like the hackers were accessing employee workstations as well as unclassified documents, and the crazy thing is that the attack involved exploiting security keys from Beyond Trust which is a third-party cybersecurity provider. Now, the United States of America, which is still under the left-leaning administration, they have labeled this as a major cybersecurity incident, and the US has taken the compromised services offline, and right now they are actively investigating with agencies like the FBI and CISA. Now, it's really important to note, guys, that this particular event follows a pattern of cyber espionage with previous incidents like Salt Typhoon telecom breach. Now look, as the Chinese government has denied any involvement, and they're actually branding US acquisition as mirroring attacks, and they're advocating for evidence-based conclusion. Now look, as with the left-leaning in charge, me personally, I do not trust any of this news. But look, this particular breach is part of ongoing US-China cyber tension, and this would lead to actions like banning certain Chinese telecom operations within their border. Now, with Joe Biden leaving the office, guys, looks like he wants to create another geopolitical tension between the United States of America and China. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how this news develops. And I very strongly feel with less than 30 days for President Donald Trump to be sworn in, the left-leaning administration, they want to go out and create absolute chaos. Now, I won't get into politics in detail, but what I want to do is, I want to go ahead and understand what is the impact on Bitcoin prices, because clearly the prices have gone down, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, they do react to things that are directly or indirectly connected to the US government, and the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has fallen down miserably since the last few hours. Now, another thing to note, guys, is that this particular breach was actually identified on the 8th of December, so I really am not sure why this news is out right now. I'm pretty much sure that there is some notorious play involved in this. Now, if you look at the market sentiment, guys, while such incidents can foster risk aversion, potentially leading to sell-offs in volatile assets like Bitcoin as well as cryptocurrencies, the immediate impact definitely is visible right now, so it's going to be really interesting to see how the market reacts over the next coming days. And when you talk about regulatory and security, guys, I do feel that increased focus on cyber security might prompt tighter regulations for cryptocurrencies, and this would actually influence investor behavior. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, at least in the first week of 2025. Now look, guys, so far as Bitcoin is concerned, I very strongly feel that Bitcoin's distributed nature might actually make it an attractive security alternative, especially during times of cyber insecurity. But this is only in theory, isn't it? Now I'm seeing a couple of LinkedIn posts, guys, where they're actually stating that blockchain could have been the solution. I 100% disagree to this, guys. I actually feel that if the data was stored in blockchain technology, things could have got exponentially worse, and the hackers would have had 100% control, and there is absolutely no way to retract the information as well. So let me know, guys, if blockchain is a solution to this, or would it add to more drama and more security risks? A lot of people have divided opinion on this, in my opinion. Now it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the market reacts over the next coming days, and that will clearly be impacted by the prices. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss the first news regarding USDT, and the issuers of USDT, that is Tether, guys. They have added $700 million to its Bitcoin corporate reserve address, and this particular information, guys, can be validated by Arkham intelligence. And what they tend to do is, guys, they try to identify any large transactions, and along with Arkham, guys, if you're active on Twitter, Whale Alert, I believe they have bots, and they automatically identify any transactions, not just for Bitcoin, guys, but even for Ethereum, Pepe Coin, or even meme coins. Now, regarding this news, Arkham Intelligence identified that the transaction occurred on 30th of December, and this, to be honest, guys, can be taken in a positive way, which just means that Tether has more Bitcoin reserve. And on a side note, guys, the CEO of Tether, that is Paolo Adriano, did actually mention via Fortune.com that Tether is on the track to close the year with more than $10 billion in net profit. So keeping that thing in mind, I'm kind of content with this news. But at the same time, guys, there are two news regarding Tether that I'm not happy about. The first one is regarding them being compliant in Europe, and that is regarding MiCA regulations, and Tether has clearly chosen not to be MiCA compliant, and because of that, guys, a lot of the centralized services and exchanges, they will be delisting Tether USDT, so it's going to be really interesting to see what 2025 has in store for us. Now look, guys, if you have a market cap of $130 to $140 billion, why not maybe hire 10, 100 or maybe even 200 employees and make the entire project compliant, which, by the way, you're claiming to be compliant, so that should not be a difficult task in my opinion. But looks like they have decided not to follow the regulations for MiCA. So let's see, guys, what the future of Tether USDT is in 2025 and going forward. Now there is another negative news regarding Tether, and Argentinian authorities, guys. They have ordered Tether to freeze $3.5 million in USDT, and this is linked to Rainbow X, which is an alleged pyramid scheme affecting thousands of people, and following a massive operations involving 22 search warrants and the arrest of 10 individuals. Investigators did actually uncover that Rainbow X's closed-loop system, which mimicked legitimate crypto operations but blocked investor withdrawals, and 2 international red warrants were also issued for Malaysian nationals connected to the scheme, and exchanges like Lemon and Chainalysis provided technical support and assistance in the case, and investors also revealed the use of hired actors, and this further exposed the fraudulent operation. Now look, guys, in such cases, I definitely hope that people have not lost a lot of money, but at the same time, guys, when you talk about open blockchain, if a company such as Tether USDT is in a position to go ahead and freeze your account, I would expect them to be compliant as well, cause who's to say, guys, in the near future, Tether just might say that we don't want to give your funds back, and this is one of the dangers of having centralized authority, isn't it? So look, guys, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, they definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain, and I've been saying this for almost 6 months now. Stablecoin issuers can definitely go ahead and freeze your account. Now in this case, what they have done, I definitely agree to it. But at the same time, guys, when you talk about pillars of open blockchain, ideally speaking, these transactions cannot be censored. So to a certain extent, guys, I'm kind of content that they've frozen the account, because you don't want people to lose their money, isn't it? But at the same time, guys, should this also raise a red flag against Tether? Because if they can go ahead and freeze these people's account, who's to say, guys, they can go ahead and freeze everyone's account as well? That is definitely a possibility in my opinion. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news all the way from Russia. And there is news circulating that Russia is using domestically mined Bitcoin for international trade payments, and they're doing that to circumvent Western sanctions. And this particular news, guys, is actually confirmed by the finance minister. And regarding these transactions, guys, at this point of time, it is part of the experimental regime, and they expect it to expand in 2025. And following sanctions, guys, that is including removal from SWIFT, Russia has explored alternative payment methods with trading partners like India and China. And President Vladimir Putin, guys, just over 2 weeks ago did actually praise Bitcoin, isn't it? He did actually state that no one can go ahead and ban Bitcoin. Now the lawmakers in Russia have also proposed to adding Bitcoin into Russia's reserve. Will that thing happen? I highly doubt it, to be completely honest. But at the same time, guys, it is really important to note that little over a week ago, new regulations were put in place, and this was to ban crypto mining in certain regions, and this was because the electricity consumption was high, and that particular ban will actually take place in effect from January 2025. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, with President Donald Trump sworn in, how will Bitcoin be used in BRICS nations as well as Russia. So these were some macro level news, guys, from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is definitely a brilliant one. And Crypto.com, they have in partnership with Dubai Islamic Bank. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And Crypto.com signed a memorandum of understanding with Dubai Islamic Bank, which is the UAE's largest Islamic bank and a global leader in Islamic finance, and they are focusing on Sharia-compliant innovation. And this collaboration, guys, aims to introduce Sharia-compliant platforms, including tokenized Islamic sukuks and real-world asset tokenization. And this partnership, guys, enhances Crypto.com's presence in the UAE as well as GCC markets. And the memorandum of understanding was signed by Crypto.com's UAE President of Operations Mohammed Al-Hakim and Dubai Islamic Bank's Chief Digital Officer Musaba Al-Kaizi, and the agreement was signed at Dubai Islamic Bank's headquarters. And the collaboration, guys, includes promoting Crypto.com app and the Car Through Dubai Islamic Bank channel, featuring reward-based campaigns for Dubai Islamic Bank customers. And the memorandum of understanding, guys, enables fiat currency funding on the Crypto.com app, and this is for seamless user experience. And this partnership explores cryptocurrency payment facilitation via DIB system. And this partnership explores cryptocurrency payment facilitation via Dubai Islamic Bank system. And Crypto.com and Dubai Islamic Bank, guys, will work on tokenizing Islamic sukuks and real estate portfolios using Kronos blockchain. And the plans include integrating Crypto.com's custody or the trade counter trade execution and crypto trading technology solutions for Dubai Islamic Bank's retail clients. And Dubai Islamic Bank, guys, aims to adopt advanced digital solutions while at the same time maintaining Sharia compliance. And this partnership, guys, seeks to set new benchmarks for Sharia-compliant financial solutions, and the UAE guys now is recognized as a leader in Islamic finance and technology innovation, isn't it? And this definitely positions Dubai Islamic Bank as a great ideal partner for Crypto.com. And the UAE guys is recognized as a leader in Islamic finance and technology, and this positioned Dubai Islamic Bank as an ideal partner. And the partnership guys will leverage Kronos for tokenization initiatives, and this partnership follows Crypto.com's acquisition of Orion Principal Limited, which is regulated by Abu Dhabi Global Market, and Crypto.com guys recently also launched the Dirham wallet, and this enables fast deposit and withdrawal in the UAE's local currency. And Crypto.com, they also announced a December partnership with MasterCard to issue prepaid debit cards in the GCC region. So look guys, this particular partnership is definitely a deal breaker, and looks like Crypto.com might just be taking the lead in the Middle East, so definitely brilliant news in my opinion. Now the second news guys did actually take place in the first week of December, and Messier Tech Limited is now a registered entity in the UAE, and they want to open up new possibilities in the field of crypto and blockchain technology. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this. Because Messier Technology Limited guys has officially registered in the UAE, marking a major milestone in blockchain and cryptocurrency journey, and the registration guys represents a foundational step towards expanding Messier Tech's presence in the crypto and blockchain industry, and this particular move enables them to list its application on more key platforms, and the company is now positioned as secure Tier 1 and Tier 2 centralized exchange listing, and the registration facilitates rollout of Messier Tech's highly anticipated crypto debit cards with integration for mobile operating systems and payments, and Messier Tech guys is set to actively participate in major blockchain and cryptocurrency events which are scheduled to take place in 2025. And following the registration guys, their next step is to build a strong regulatory framework for its operation, and they are collaborating with the IFC, and Messier Tech is partnering with legal experts specializing in Dubai International Financial Center regulations. Now the DXB guys, they offer a globally recognized framework rooted in English common law, and they are providing Messier Tech with a robust foundation, and establishing a regulatory framework is critical for ensuring compliance in it. It also helps maintain trust and scale operations as well. And so far as the goal is concerned guys, Messier Tech Limited is committed to trust, transparency and reliability as it expands into mainstream markets, and Messier Tech Limited guys will attend the Global Blockchain Show 2024, and they will provide an opportunity to connect and discuss its vision for the future. And the UAE registration guys strengthens Messier Tech's foundation for further expansion, and Messier Tech remains dedicated to keeping its community informed and engaged through its journey. And if you actually go to the LinkedIn profile guys, the company has launched a LinkedIn profile to share updates on projects, partnerships and milestones as well. And if you do need any information by them guys, LinkedIn is probably the best place to check it out. And you can also go to the website that is messier.app. So definitely brilliant news. I probably should have covered this in the first week of December, isn't it? But nonetheless guys, it is definitely a really interesting news, not just for Dubai or the Middle East, but even for the broader cryptocurrency and blockchain space in my opinion. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. I have a question by Raleigh who asks, do you think Bitcoin decentralized or distributed nature can serve as a hedge against cyber attacks like the US Treasury breach? Now this, to be honest, Raleigh, is such an important question, and me personally I think the answer to that is yes and no. Cause look, when you talk about Bitcoin's distributed nature, I do feel that it could indeed serve as a hedge against cyber attack like the US Treasury breach that we're talking about. And since Bitcoin operates on a distributed network of nodes, it is not reliant on any single point of failure, isn't it? A single point of failure usually happens in a centralized entity, and in today's case it is the government department. Now look, Bitcoin's infrastructure really is spread across a vast number of participants worldwide, and how it works is even if one part of the network is compromised, the rest of the network continues to function effectively, making it more resilient to large-scale cyber attacks. But more importantly, Bitcoin's cryptographic security makes it more difficult to attackers to manipulate or seize control over the network. But in this case, Raleigh, looks like the hackers were accessing employee workstations and unclassified document. They were not changing anything as such, so I don't think technically speaking it does actually serve a hedge against cyber attacks. Now the other reason why I don't think Bitcoin could serve as a hedge against such attacks is because Bitcoin's distributed nature doesn't make it entirely immune to the efforts of a cyber attack, especially on a national scale. And really, while the Bitcoin network itself is robust, cyber attacks can still disrupt other crucial parts of the system, such as let's say exchanges, wallets, or even service providers. And if the key infrastructure is targeted, it could still impact the ability to trade or access Bitcoin, even if the underlying network remains secure. And right now with Bitcoin blockchain, there is ordinals, there is runes, and in my episode yesterday I talked about covenant as well. So if these things are attacked, it will have an impact on the Bitcoin's underlying nature as well, isn't it? But so far as the security is concerned, it will remain absolutely intact. Furthermore, Raleigh, cyber attacks in governments and institutions can lead to stricter regulations or crackdown on cryptocurrencies, which I do feel could affect the market, as we have seen right now, because the prices have definitely gone down based on my opinion. So the answer to your question is a mixture of yes and no, and I very strongly feel so far as blockchain technology is concerned, the data remains safe, but in this case, the hackers were only able to view it. So could it be possible that they have taken all this information? It is definitely possible with blockchain technology as such. So I very strongly feel that blockchain technology or Bitcoin can definitely not provide a one-stop solution. I'm pretty much sure we need to think of other ways, but really great question. And that's about all guys from the Ask Me Anything series on blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 am to 8:30 am, we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys and have a nice one. Bye bye.